Today we are going to talk about formula dependency, that is chaining formulas in OmniStudio DataMapper. So in OmniStudio DataMapper, formula dependency can be termed as chaining in formulas, means one formula uses the result of another formula that is calculated earlier in the same DataMapper. So, and since formulas are evaluated top to bottom, the order in which you define them directly affects the result. If dependent formulas run before its base formula, it may return null or incorrect values. So as we know, in data mappers, we can define multiple formulas in the same data mapper formula tab, and those execution of the formulas are like in sequential manner. So formulas in data mapper are executed in the order they appear, right, in a sequential manner. So for our case, our dependency and the formulas are evaluated, right, from top to bottom, right? And that is why we'll be using one example to demonstrate that formula dependency, that is the chaining of formulas. Like for example, I'll be passing this input JSON, which basically will be containing the quantity, unit price, and discount rate of a product. And the first formula would be like total price, which will be calculated based on unit price multiplied by quantity. Then the second formula will be using the first formula, that is the total price, and will be multiplied by 1 minus discount rate that is defined in the JSON, right? So let me just create a new data mapper transform, and I'll just demonstrate that one. Like, let me just provide the name as formula chaining dr transform, and let me choose the type as transform, and let me just quickly save this one. And in the transform tab, I'll be just click on this manage input and output type. In here I'll just pass the input JSON. So this is our input JSON, and we'll be using those in the formula. So I'll just go to the formula tab, and I'll just click on add formula. So formula 1 will be our total price formula, right? And in here we'll be using this formula, unit price multiplied by quantity. Let me just copy this one, and I'll just put it in here like that. And let me just provide the formula result path as total price, right? And let me just go to the transform tab, and let me just create a mapping. I'll just search for the total price, and in here we can just define any value, any label for the total price, and let me just click on add to add the mapping, and I'll just click on preview. And based on this calculation, what should be the total price? Like unit price is 200 and the quantity is 5, so our total price would be 1000. So now we can see that on clicking on execute, I can just see that our total price is being calculated properly, which is 1000. Now we will create another formula that will be dependent on the formula 1, right? So I'll just click on this plus add formula, and in here I'll just provide the our second formula, this one, total price multiplied by 1 minus discount rate, and this would be the discounted price. And let me just provide the formula result path as discounted price. And just one thing we just need to remember, in here we have seen like so let me just total price. So this result path total price node needs to be same as what we are just using in the formula to uh, formula, right? So this total price is available before the formula 2. So if we just make the formula above the formula 1, that will be not sufficient, right? Since the total price will not be calculated at that point. So our approach should be the formula executions are from top to bottom. That is why we have discussed. And the key points to remember, like formula execution is top to bottom. Dependent formulas must come after the formulas they reference, right? So that is why we are just making them as formula 2. And let me just create another mapping for discounted price as well. So let me just add the output path as discounted price and click on add. I'll just click on preview and let me just click on execute, and we can see our discounted price as 900. So this is being calculated properly. Now if I just make sure to make the second formula as the first formula, let me just make it move before the previous formula. On clicking on three dot, we can just click on this action button like move before the previous formula, and we can see that our formula 2, that is the discount price, this is being treated as first formula, and the second formula, so this total price is now the second formula. And if I just click on preview or execute again, we should see that our calculation for discounted price is not working, like it's providing us a null value or zero value. There are no calculations since we are not getting the total price at the very first. But if I just remove the total price uh, from this discounted rate, if I just click on execute again, we would see that discount rate is getting updated like 1 minus 0.1, that is 0.9. But we are not getting the total price since this is being moved into the first priority. Let me just make it to back again. So let me just click on refresh, and so total price again is our first formula. Now let me just again update total price multiplied by 1 minus discount rate, and let me just click on preview, and we can see that our calculations are working properly. So this is how formula chaining works in OmniStudio, and in the last video I have talked about more on Salesforce OmniStudio formulas, DataRaptor formulas. We have talked about like different what are the features available in the formulas, like we have talked about like how to deactivate or activate formula, what are the data mapper types are available to support the formula. We have talked about different functions like sum, max, mean. Then today filter functions, how those work in DataRaptor formula. So if you have not watched that video, please check it out. I'll be adding that tutorial link in this video description. Now for today, we have learned about what is chaining in formulas in DataRaptor. We have learned about what are the sequential criteria we just need to remember while working with formulas. We have seen like those rearranging of the formulas, how to make them uh, sequential manner based on that availability of those data fields. So that's all for today's demo. I'll be adding more tutorials on Salesforce, Data Cloud, and OmniStudio topics. So if you like this video, please do like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.